Alright guys, this is a quick little video I want to talk about. Will Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 revitalize Marvel? No. And this is not nothing against the film. The film hasn't came out yet. The reviews are coming out for it though. And it's been kind of lukewarm. It's not been the greatest. It's not like the first one. Like I said, the first film I love. I can rewatch that again. That second one is tough, but it's still watchable, but it's tough to get through. And this is not a problem with this film because James Gunn had a plan. He was going to wrap this up anyway. His goal was to wrap up the film, do what he wants to do. Because his goal wasn't to revitalize Marvel. Probably by the time of this filming, when he was doing the film, he was probably in his mind already checked out anyway. He already was doing DC stuff. He already was focusing on that. His goal was to end this story arc what he was going to do. He wasn't going to revitalize it. Black Panther could have revitalized it because its goal was to pay homage to Chadwick Boseman, but in a way with doing that, it kind of hurt the film because it's a film called Black Panther and you don't have Black Panther in there. So it was trying to do it was just trying to do too much, and that film wasn't going to do it. Doctor Strange, Thor, and Ant-Man were the three films that were supposed to revitalize Marvel. Especially Ant-Man. Because you introduced Kang the Conqueror. Now, the other two films, they're doing their own thing. They weren't going to introduce Kang. But you're pretty much introducing Kang and Ant-Man. So you're telling us, okay, Ant-Man is going to be a pivotal point, a pivotal character. If him, his family, his daughter, they're going to be pivotal to this new Avengers. Which I think that's a bad idea, but whatever. And it bombed. The film bombed. It made the least amount of money. And this is before the whole Jonathan Majors accusation came out. What does that tell you? Marvel's at the halt. Right now, Marvel's at a decline. Marvel, Disney, and it's just not looking good. If this film, let me say this again, this film doesn't make as much as the first one. We're not going with the second one because we're not going to release the second one. It doesn't make as much as the first one. Marvel need to reanalyze what's going on in their system. The wokeness, which is not in this film, I don't believe, is a problem. The pandering, the agenda needs to go. You need to stop. Tell good stories. Stop with race swapping characters. Make this character follow the source material and do what you need to do. Because Ms. Marvels ain't gonna do shit. And that's the only film that's coming out this year. And a lot of people, I love how people always say Spider-Man No Way Home was the only good thing that came out of Marvel Studios. Let me say this, let me really iterate this again, and I'm going to do a video talk about this. That film is not part of Marvel. It's a Sony production, not a MCU production. It was a Sony production. Norman Osborn is from Sam Raimi Films, Sony. Dr. Octopus from Sony. Electro, Sony. Sandman, Sony. All that was Sony characters. Not characters, but Sony adaptation characters from the comics. They were made how many years ago? From a Sony production. Because those films were trying to propagate agendas. So it was all of that was Sony. But they relied, that people keep saying, well, that was the best one. That's a Sony film. Sony had more hands on that. And the film did well because Sony knew what the fuck they were doing. They said, okay, go ahead. Bring that one in, bring that one in, bring that one in. Yeah, go ahead. Do what y'all did before. And that's what they did. Because the writer they had was the same one from Homecoming and all that. But they and Mark, the same writers, but they came in and they already knew what the characters were. They didn't try to change the characters because they already knew. Probably even the actors even came in and said, let us be the characters we were. But now Electro needed to be changed. Dr. Octopus, Green Goblin, they were fine, especially Green Goblin. You don't dial him down, you dial him up, and they dialed him up, and it was perfect. Dr. Octopus, they dialed him down because they had to have Norman Osborn dial up. That's fine. But, you know, we know if he was dial up, that whole film would be all off the walls. Because we did get a scene of Spider-Man taking on Dr. Octopus, like we did in Train. Because still, one of my favorite scenes of them fighting on that train. Love it today. But yeah, but that's my thing. Do I think this film is going to help it? No, but it's going to put a positive taste in his mouth. And I think Marvel needs to go back to the drawing board. What you did before Endgame, you need to start doing again. No, scratch that. No. Because there was some stuff that was still bad, but because the Captain Marvel came out. What you did before Captain Marvel, that's what you need to focus on. That's the route you should have gone. I'm telling you. After Endgame, people said that the quality dipped. It dipped kind of after Captain Marvel. But if you really want to pinpoint where it dipped at, it was Endgame. It was very much Endgame. So, but as always, guys, like, subscribe. Peace. Have a Johnson day. But I don't think this film is going to get Marvel out of their little rut they're in right now, because they need something. They need a Winter Soldier. They need a Civil War. They need an Iron Man 1, Winter Soldier, Civil War. They need Avengers. Avengers or Infinity War. They need something, because this is what they're doing is not working. This is bad. This is very bad. As always, peace. Have a Johnson day.